Hey, what's happening everyone? Journeyman here and welcome back to a Journeyman's Journey. Today is chapter 2 part 5 as we round up our first season in charge of Budapest Honved. Now believe it or not, we still have it all to play for. There's a potential opportunity for us to finish 4th in the table, which would mean qualification to Europa League next season. Would be our first bow in Europe if it was to happen, but we need a little bit of luck and need a little help, and first of all we do have to beat today's opponents, which is Haladas. So there's been 4 games since the last time you joined us, so let's recap what's happened between the last episode and this one. So after the 2-0 defeat against Mezo, we beat Pax here 4-1. Absolutely demolished him, actually. Mark Kleiss got 2 goals from midfield, who's been really good the last couple of weeks. Definitely a really good player. Kind of came under the radar. Didn't really look at him that much when I joined the club, but now seeing his potential and his growth, he's been absolutely amazing in this run-in, and definitely an important player to our side. After that, a very narrow 1-0 win over Puskas. A last-minute penalty by Laszlo Pekar coming off the bench and giving us the winner here. Made very tough work of it, though. They had a player sent off in the 57th minute for a second yellow card offence. We dominated the game, but we just didn't finish our chances, and that just seems to be kind of a common trend for us. We actually changed to a 4-2-4 formation for this game, and it worked out pretty good for us. We dominated the game. And then we drew 0-0 against Kizvada, who are currently 3rd place in the table. We actually played pretty well in this one. They had a player sent off in the 63rd minute, but we couldn't capitalise on that advantage, and we had to settle for a 0-0 draw. We had a very late opportunity. It fell to Hollander, but unfortunately his effort hit the inside of the post, and that happened in the 91st minute of the game. Very close to getting a winner here. And most recently, and probably most impressively, we went to Ferencváros, who finished 2nd in the table. By the way, the VD won the league, by the way. They won it like 3 or 4 games ago. But anyway, went to Ferencváros, who was 2nd in the table, and beat them really comfortably, 2-0 in fact. Mark Kleiss and Andras Dabasi getting a goal. Should have been 3-0 really, but Salamanca unfortunately missed his penalty in the 88th minute. And also a dominated display. If you look at the match stats below, you'll notice that we essentially whooped their ass in this one. So it leads us all the way up to today's game up against Haladas, who are bottom of the table, and they have officially been relegated. Their form is woeful. This is a great opportunity. We should go into this game with a little bit more attacking intent. We'll do 4-2-4, and we're going to start off on a positive foot, and we're going to try and get a couple goals early to put the pressure on Mezo and MTK. Both those teams, by the way, they do have to, well, actually, as long as we get a better result than those 2 teams, if they 2 draw, then we win. Win by a couple perhaps, then we'll go above Mezo, but we do need a lot of help. But first and foremost, we'll just concentrate on making sure that we do our job. Now, disappointingly, we're without Hidi today, so Dembele is going to come in as the ball winning midfielder. He's kind of lost his place in the team, as well as Zoc. He can't get a game, unfortunately, right now. Dabasi is going to start up top after getting himself a goal, and the last one he'll play as a poacher. So this is how we're going to line up for today's game. Obviously, Nagy in goal, Pinto at left wing back, Tibor Nagy at right wing back. Slight adjustment in the tactic, you'll notice, apart from the 4-2-4 switch. I've moved my wing backs to defend, and I adjusted based on the game need. I found that we were getting too exposed at the back on counter attack, so we need to have our fullbacks at least be aware that needs to defend as well. I mean, they're both really good players going forward, but they need to defend as well. So unfortunately, I've had to switch it to defend, and so far it's worked good for us. So anyway, Kiss and Batic at the middle of the fence, Dembele, Kleiss in midfield, Holland on the left, Gata on the right, and of course the Dabasi and Salamanca leading the line. We got superb young talent, by the way, coming through. Andras Dabasi's turned into a very good, decent looking forward, honestly, and a 5-star potential out of him. Only 17 years old. This guy's going to be a really good player in the future. And Salamanca himself, by the way, isn't that much older either. He's only 19 years old, and he's still developing and growing, and he does a lot of the dirty work off the ball. That pressing forward well, it's difficult to find someone to do it, and he does a very good job at it. And the other player that came in actually in recent weeks was this guy, Karolai Blagoth, I think it's he pronounced his name, 16 years old, and the guy does have a 5-star potential here. Started a couple of games. I mean, he's not really hit the ground running, but he does have all the tools to be a really dangerous striker. As you can see, 6'4", he's fast enough for his ability. Finishing's a 14, composure's 9, not too bad there. Work rate is there, determination's there too, and he's just performed really well in training, and he's grown leaps and bounds since I joined this football club. So definitely a player that will make an impact for me next season. All right, so here we go up against Halidas. As I mentioned, we'll start out playing a bit positive out there, and obviously we'll adjust depending on how this game goes. And also keep an eye on the other fixtures too, because as I mentioned, there's an outside chance we could play in Europe next season, which would be absolutely amazing. After obviously joining this football club and having a rough start and the players not really believing in me, for us to qualify to Europe in our first season in charge would be some achievement. Early chance here. Debassi's through on goal. Oh, that would have been a glorious start to the game, wouldn't it? Let's go down as a clear-cut chance, and Debassi disappointingly hit it straight at the keeper. See if we can do anything in this corner. Ball's whipped in. Soundmarker can't win it, and I imagine that'll probably be the end of the highlight there. But straight away, here's another highlight. Here's Kleiss now in the middle of the midfield, driving hard, takes a shot on. Oh, unlucky there for Kleiss. Just going past that far post. Good effort there from the box-to-box midfielder. Bright start here for Honved. Some really good stuff out here, creating opportunities, and that's a great ball too. Sauermarker's now through on goal, and he finds the back of the net, 7th goal of the season, and the top goal scorer of this football club. He's proven to be worth every single penny I spent on him. Obviously, I have a strong allegiance to this young player for his time at Slonim, and so far he's repaid my faith here in Hungary. What we'll do is keep an eye on the league table on the left-hand side. You notice that Mezo are drawing and MTK, I believe, are losing, in fact. So one more goal here might see us go above Mezo. I'm not quite sure what the difference is on goals. I should probably take a look at that. Let me see. I can't really stretch it out that far, so we're going to have to maybe check the stats board. Anyway, there's Debassi now. Through on goal, and he makes it 2-0. Andros Debassi gets his 3rd goal of the campaign, the promising young striker. Take a look at goals for. All right, so we're both on 37. We're both on -2. We need to get another goal here. We need to keep attacking this Halidas team. They're here for the taking. Obviously, they're not really showing up today thus far. It's been largely us. Obviously, if Mezo suddenly lose, there's a chance. There, Marcus will on goal, and he makes it 3-0. And I think that's going to launch us now into 4th place, unless in Hungary it's. Unless in Hungary, it's one of those situations where it's a tiebreaker. Whoever has the best result against the other team takes their spot. We'll take a look in just a second. We move up into 4th place. Now, that's a really good sign there. I think it's based on goals scored now. Obviously, we've got a better goal difference than they have too. But that goal when Sauermarker could be absolutely crucial. And what a start to the game this is. 3-0 up just within 25 minutes. Can you believe it? All right, halftime here, 3-0 up, no action to speak of. Fantastic first half performance. Take a look around the league here. So MTK are drawn with PAX. They got a couple of goals here at the end there to level it up, so they're still in play. Mezo still haven't scored a goal against the Brecken, so things currently, as things stand, we are still in 4th place in the table. Obviously, we got to keep an eye on the MTK game. That's a big one. PAX aren't a very good team. Well, nor Debrecen, to be honest with you. Let's take a quick look at this league table, though, update side. So, as things stand, this is how they are. So, at halftime, we're 4th place. Better goal difference. We've got one more goal than Mezo. So, as things stand right now, obviously, we're going to Europe. We've got to keep an eye on the MTK. I got a feeling the MTK could cause a little bit of an upset here. But anyway, so we're going to halftime here. Fantastic stuff from the guys. Absolutely wonderful football there in the first half. Executed my game plan to perfection. Pretty much tore this Halidas defense apart there. We'll go play from the 2 young strikers. All right, so second half rolling. Let's just go ahead and keep things as they are. And Mezo just scored, by the way, so they go above us now on the table. We'll go down to 5th spot. All right, so we can't do anything about it. We're 3-0 up. We've done our bit. We just got to hope Debrecen can get a goal back here. All right, so we'll focus on our game, though, not worry about the others, or try not to worry about it. I'm going to worry about it. Anyway, here's Kleiss now to Tibor Nagy, who's played very well, actually, in the second half of this campaign, proven to be a very good sign on the right wing-back. Here's Kleiss to Gatto. Form's been on and off for him. I expect better from him. Dembele really hasn't had a look because Kleiss has been that good. Anyway, here's speaker Kleiss. There's Gatto now. Gets in the box. Beautiful play to Sauermarker, who's got himself a hat-trick. Get in there, Vladimir Sauermarker. 9th goal of the season for the Belarusian striker. I just saw an update there. I think, well, PAX has scored against MTK, so that almost eliminates them. And Debrecen have equalised there for Novanovic. 1-1. So fingers crossed, we're still got a good chance here getting into Europe. All right, so the ball goes forward here. Debassi gives chase. Ball launches forward. So obviously scoring as many goals as we had, and the goal difference certainly helps our cause. Here's Mika to Dembele. Dembele patiently holding up the ball here. Kleiss. Good football this. Dabassi gives the ball cheaply though. Bit of an experience there from Dabassi. Here's Ugre to Nemeth. Cross the ball. Nagy does well to intercept that one. But unfortunately, we'll lose it out. So ball goes through on goal, and disappointing, and we concede. Honestly, that's a little bit annoying. 13th goal of the season from Michael Rabisic. Goal doesn't impact us too badly at the moment. But obviously, I don't want to let Halidas back in this game. Oh, here's a chance now for them to get back in the game. And Nagy makes a good save there. He's been good, Nagy, honestly. He made one or two areas at the beginning of my time here, but he's kind of solidified and turned into a pretty good goalkeeper for me. He made some crucial saves, actually, in the Ferencváros game. When we could change up top, Dabassi is going to come off. We're going to bring on the other young striker here, Balagov. He's more of an advanced forward than a poacher, so we like to play him to his preferred role if we can. Other changes to be made, perhaps? No, I think that's fine for now. We'll just keep an eye on the updates. Still in 4th spot. Alright, so here's Ugre, puts the ball in, and that's a decent chance, really. It should be 4-2. Tibor Nagy's not having a good game at right back, but I don't really have many other options on the bench, so he's going to have to stay on. But keep an eye on this updates right here. It looks like MTK have come back here from 3-2 down to take the lead, and Mezzo have just drawn with the Bacon, so we're going to have to rely on Pax getting another goal here later on. This could be absolutely heartbreaking. 4-2. I mean, it doesn't make much of an impact to us, to be fair. Actually, it does, because now we're behind Mezzo because of that goal. Oh no, it's all falling apart here right at the end, doesn't it? I mean, we did what we were supposed to do. We beat Halidas, but unfortunately, MTK obviously they managed to win it late on here. Yeah, 4-3 after going 3-2 down. I mean, dramatic stuff for them, for our Budapest rivals. Yeah, and there you have it. It's finished here 4-2, and it looks like we're not going to make it to Europe this season. But we put up a pretty good fight, pretty exciting stuff here right at the end of the regular season. So shows that we're literally one of those games where we threw it away. Obviously, if we turn those into wins, then this match would have been pointless. I mean, would have been in Europe, but I can't help be a little bit disappointed. That was very exciting, wasn't it? But there you have it. It's okay. We'll regroup. We finished exactly where the media predicted us to finish, which was 6th place, I believe. Actually, they predicted 5th. That's changed for some reason. A couple of weeks ago, that was 6th. Anyway, but yeah, we finished 6th. That's okay. It's improvement. I took over the team around about, I want to say here, the 18th game. And as you can see, there's been a steady progression. A little bit of a dip here. But steady progression in the football club, and I think I'm starting to turn things around a little bit here, based off that performance and based off some of the more recent games. Take a look at the schedule since I took over. Where is it? Okay, yeah, this game right here, that was our first game against Mezzo. Obviously, that was disappointing too, because we threw the game away. I felt like in this one we dominated largely. That again could have been a difference. Again, it's all subjective, you know. But anyway, between the Mezzo game and the Halidas game in the bottom, as you can see, we only lost 3 games so far in my time here. Disappointing draws in there. But recently, over the last couple of months or so, and we've got a pretty good record, haven't we? 6 wins, 2 draws, and only 1 defeat from the last 3 months of the season. That's actually a pretty damn good record, and something that we can certainly be proud of. So going into next season, largely speaking, all my better players are under contracts. The only player technically for my first team leaving at the moment is Kamba, and he is retiring. He didn't make any kind of impact for me anyway in the second half. I don't think he actually played a single game for me. Pilek wants to leave. If I get a decent bid in, he will definitely be gone. I want to try and move some of these older players on, like Bosic, Skovok, Uzumo, Hidi. He'll be sticking around because he's still a useful player in this division. He's a team leader as well. I think he's the club captain, if memory serves me correctly. I got to work out what I want to do with Spoljaric, because I kind of want to stick with this 4-2-4 formation for now. I do like the idea of having 2 strikers, 2 young, exciting strikers up top. We got a decent amount of young players coming through the system too. Very, very excited about that. We had the youth intake a couple of months ago. We got one player in particular that intrigues me. We'll take a look at him real quick. Where is he? Defensive midfielder Zoltz Kasparagi. Promising player, good physicals, solid mentals, technically speaking, not very great. He's definitely a defensive midfielder, which doesn't fit our current system, but he was good enough, then we'll work it around. Some promising players in here, though. Vilmos Molnar. He's attacking centre midfielder. Not quite sure he's going to fit into the 4-2-4, but it'd be good to bring him in perhaps during pre-season, give him a go, because he had a good record down here, the season stats, as you can see. 6 goals, 5 assists, 7.9 on the season for him. Gullas, right back. I'm really seeing a lot of potential there. I mean, a lot of 5-star, as you can see, but you got to take all this with a grain of salt, I suppose. But yeah, that's the reserve team. That's the under-19 team. The reserve team does have quite a few players too that are promising. Barter, I guess, apparently is promising. Not really a fan of him there. Victor Siogo, actually, I dropped. He played a couple games for me in the first team. Did okay. Wasn't great, though, so I dropped into the B team to get him some more first-team football. A lot of interesting talent, but I've really got to sit through it and go individually one by one and work out how they're going to fit in the future. If not, I'll just try and move them on for whatever money I can and try and rebuild the squad. We have far too many players on our B team. It doesn't give young players the playing time they need, so I've got to trim this down quite a bit. The first team, honestly, there are a few areas I'd like to improve. I would like to maybe bring in, I want to say, a centre half. We got really good centre half. I mean, Kiss is a really good centre half. Really good player, but Batic, he's going to be gone, I'm afraid. There's a lot of clubs that are interested in his services, and I don't think we're going to be able to keep him, unfortunately, so he's going to be moved on. With that in mind, I might try and bring in another defender, although I am excited by the prospect of this guy, Marcel Marcos. We'll have to see what happens during pre-season with him. Apart from that, I would like to bring in a right winger. Obviously, Pilic leaving, club favourite, so that's been difficult to replace. However, while Gatto was okay, he wasn't really great. Very, very average. 3 assists and 14 appearances. Hasn't really set the world alight as I would have hoped, but still, I'll keep him around because he is versatile and he did put in some solid performances. But with that in mind, with Pilic leaving, I'm going to have to maybe bring in one more right winger there and perhaps a striker, just try and soften the importance of the likes of Salamarca, Dabasi and Ballo. Obviously, they're still very, very young players, and even Dominic Solstice, who came in and out of the team a little bit, he's a promising player too. So I've got 4 very promising young strikers, but I still think I need to bring in one really, really good striker just to soften the expectations on the other 4 young strikers. But yeah, I think that's the plan. I might try and bring in the goalkeeper too if the price is right. Obviously, I'm spending on how much money I get to spend. That's going to be a big issue. Because finance of the club really aren't great right now. We're actually negative £825,000. Not quite sure why. We're losing so much money, presumably because of wages. We'll keep an eye on that. Obviously, I want to trim the team so that will help out a little bit. We actually made a profit on the season though, 43,000 on the season, so that's pretty good numbers there. Let's talk about, what else can we talk about real quick? Board expectations, I guess. Talk about the board. So yeah, board confidence real quick. Competitions, obviously they're satisfied with that. 57%, enough to keep my job there. Matches, very pleased with that one. Club stature, can't really do that yet. Transfers are good. Philosophies, irrelevant apparently. Finances, okay apparently. Dressing room, everyone, dressing room is very happy, but the managerial support, as you can see, they're devastated by that. There's very, very little I can do about it, be honest with you. I came in, I've done nothing to piss off the guys, but just don't respect my reputation. So hopefully that'll fix itself over the break. I hope. Not sure if it does naturally or something I have to work out over time, but I've done nothing wrong as far as I'm concerned, so I'm just going to keep pushing forward and try and get results with the boys, because I think we've had a good end of the campaign, if I was going to be honest. But yeah, honestly, there's not much more I can talk about, really. Talk about some stats, I guess. Top goal scorer was Vladimir Salamarca, coming in 9 goals, 14 starts for the season. Honestly, great signing, great player. Love to have him. Love to have him back. Love to use him again. Fantastic player. Assist-wise on the season, Pilic was there. Healy was there with 4. And a big gap, honestly. We should do better in that department. Average rating, Pilic. Pinto came in. He was a good signing for me. 15 appearances. average of 7.12. The Luxembourg legend was, as expected, legendary. San Marco was a player of mine. Tibor Nagy, 7 on the season after coming in. Another really good player for us, another really good signing, very solid money. 65,000, valued at 100,000 now. So good bit of business there, in my opinion. Not trying to toot my own horn, but those 3 signings were very good for us: Pinto, San Marco, and Nagy. Yeah, I think that's going to wrap it up. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions about the football club. I can answer the next episode. Obviously, in the next episode, we'll probably do the... I don't really want to do a second season preview with them. I kind of want to jump straight into the action. It's going to be quite a break, I believe. The season kicks off allegedly. When does it kick off? Looks like July. It's actually a pretty early season, so not much of a gap. To be honest with you, only about a couple months off, and we're back into it again. So, yeah, all right. So, if the season starts in July, then the tournament should be pretty quick. But thanks so much for watching the episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this season so far. Let me know what you think in the comments below. How do you think we did in our first season in charge of Budapest Honved? Are you excited for the future? What shall our ambitions be next season? Should we try and push to get back into Europe? With a few additions to this football club, I honestly think we could compete at the very top end of the table. There's very, very little between the top, the middle, and the bottom of this Hungarian league. It makes it interesting, in my opinion, and so far I'm really enjoying my time here. So thanks for watching, everyone. I truly appreciate it. Thanks so much for your support in this series. It means a lot to me, and I'll see you guys at the start of season 2 with Honved. But thanks so much for watching. See you guys soon. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.